All right, so we all know why we're here, to see me, but past that, more importantly, we're here to see some really great voice actors and actresses. All right? Now, before we get started, we will have a line set up for questions. I believe that is going to be this one over here. That's not about right. Anyways, okay, and since we saved the best for last, here we go. Put your hands together and welcome Lex Lang, Sandy Fox, Jamie Marchi, Alexis Tipton, Jerry Jewell, Catilin Glass, Tara Platt, Yuri Lowenthal.
I guess we're married, so we'll sit over here on this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That's adorable.
You can come over here.
Yeah, okay.
Come and knock on
That's
the door.
That's cheers for him. Okay.
All right, I'm glad that I get the chair.
Makes
Makes me feel so alive and alone down here at the end. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Awesome.
We're at Phoenix Comicon. How else could we be doing?
I know.
How's the
Pretty
weekend
rad.
been?
Pretty rad.
The weekend's been good for everybody?
Awesome.
It's been
Great.
great. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Good,
You
good.
guys are
Yes.
great.
Really good.
I would like to go on record that Phoenix Comic-Con treats us better than any other show in the world.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's true.
Sorry, all those other shows in the world.
Right. Sorry, Malaysia.
Wonderful, wonderful. I've done this before, but I'm going to go ahead and take credit for that. So, you know.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank
so
you.
much, man. You're
No
amazing.
problem, no problem.
That's why they call
Actually,
Dan
it's
the
all
man.
of these people out here who are just wonderful. And thank you again for attending such wonderful panels as this. I am so excited. So let's see. I guess we'll just start with the normal good questions. What brought you to the world of voice acting? Start with you, Lex.
Well, I've been an actor my whole life, and I was in theater in high school and in college, and then I did stand-up comedy. And along the way in stand-up comedy, I did a lot of voice impressions. And along the way, I met a friend who said, "You'd be really good at voice acting." And I didn't even really realize it, even though I'd watched cartoons my whole life. I didn't realize what voice acting was. So they introduced me to someone at the Power Rangers, and I started in the Walla group many years ago in the Power Rangers, and since then I've gone into mainstream voice acting and original animation, and that's kind of how it all got started.
Wonderful. Sandy?
I started out doing theater in high school, and my summers I worked in a theme park where I lived in Pittsburgh, and then I ended up working for Disney down in Orlando, Florida, doing shows. And of course, everyone says, "Oh, you have such a unique voice, you should do voiceover." So I took a voiceover class from a director named Susan Blue, and came out to LA, and my first job was on The Simpsons, doing all the extra kids' voices and crazy voices on that show. So I worked on that show for 3 years. So that was really my big start into voiceover.
Well, one day you'll make it. It'll be great.
Thanks,
It'll be
Jamie.
So good for you.
You know, I just started on The Simpsons.
I
No
know.
big deal.
It's really going to work out for you. I have a feeling. Same story as them, high school drama. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in theater. I did theater for a while. I did some commercial work for a while, and then I was at a party, and they were like, "Do you want to come audition for Funimation?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I auditioned for Fruits Basket, and I was cast, and it's been fun ever since. So there you go.
I started as a theater kid. My mom was an actress, and I come from a family of artists of many different persuasions, and it really inspired me to try acting myself, and I was hooked from the very first moment I was on stage. And I was also an anime fan from a very young age. I grew up on Toonami and all that good stuff. And yeah, yay Janami, and it's back now, which is awesome.
Janami's back, baby.
Yeah, and so I did theater all throughout elementary school, middle school, high school, did some in college. At the tail end of my high school years, I found out that Funimation was located very close to where I was living and thought, oh my gosh, how cool would it be to combine my love of acting and then my hobby of watching anime, and I was lucky enough to get cast after submitting a voice demo and a resume, and got called in and been working there for about the past 5 years now, so it's been great.
When a mommy and a daddy love each other very much. No, it's basically same story over and over again.
Wait, there
theater-
wasn't more to that story? I'm confused. What happens after the mommy and daddy what?
They both start acting, and that's what we call
okay.
marriage. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Same sort of thing. Theater throughout school. I was a born fool, so acting was natural. Theater's the way to go, kids. Do it now.
Go, get out of here. Go be in a play.
No, seriously,
right now.
leave. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Theater.
Yeah, we sound like a broken record because that's where I started acting also, was in theater from elementary school age. And I went to college to study theater, and my last semester, I ended up going on a tour of Funimation given to me by the head of engineering now. Then he was just a newly hired engineer. And on the tour, I met a director who gave me an audition on the spot and then gave me a job. And 4 days later, I was working there, and 10 years later, I'm still doing it. So that's that.
Amazing. Yes, we are a broken record because I think everyone up here has theater experience, because I know that both Yuri and I do. I started acting when I was about 9, doing lots of stage plays and as many theater productions as I could get my hands on. I got my BFA in acting as well. And then we came out to Los Angeles, and we were looking to make money and pay rent as actors. And we were like, hey, what's that voiceover thing? People seem to do that. And we took a class, and we started booking voiceover right away. So, same story. Theater, get in it now.
Class clown, travel, theater, nerd, theater, New York, basement theater, black box theater, Los Angeles, get married to someone with even more drive than I have. And here we are.
Yay!
That's,
Wonderful. Do we, where did the line go? Do we have anybody on the line yet? Come on, line up. Let's ask some questions.
They're running. Be careful. It's dark.
Clearly, it was not.
Okay, no running. Goodness
everyone.
sake.
It's like the pool, you guys. Calm
I
down.
want to make sure we answer
They're
the questions
all
we wanna hear.
they're all here for you.
Wait.
Wait.
We have a
There's a
line.
microphone over
You're not
here.
in line.
All right.
Is it on?
Do we have a mic going?
My favorite character is woman yelling from audience.
All right. If everyone can just please loop around the chairs. We don't want this aisle closing up.
Well, okay, that's I guess not for us.
Oh, sorry, that's me. I'm sorry.
We'll try to answer as quickly
all right.
as we can because we know that we have a limited time.
There we go. Well, so
Yes.
I was wondering about what shows are you doing for voiceover, and what characters are you playing?
Currently?
So
Yeah.
currently
let's do current.
Let's do that.
Let's do current, because I'm afraid that if we don't, we'll be here all day with all the awesomeness that's on this panel. So, Lex, what are you working on right now?
Let's see, I just finished doing some Doctor Doom in Marvel Heroes, the game that you can play.
Nice.
And I was also, there's a Metallica 3D movie coming out, and I am playing the evil horseman that goes after one of them and tries to kill him.
That sounds fascinating.
Let's see. I just finished Disgaea, the fifth Disgaea game that's coming out. I don't know what they're calling it, but it's the next Disgaea, Flan. And I just finished another game that I don't know if I can talk about it, but It's related to the Pac-Man series. And also Betty Boop for some slot machines coming up. So.
I believe Future Diary was just announced, and I am a character in that who most likely her name starts with an M. I am also, High School DxD was also just announced, and I play Rias in that, and if you are over 30, you might be able to watch it.
A show called Guilty Crown was just announced for me, and I voice a character named Inori. So that should be coming out, I think in August is when it comes out. And for anybody that has seen the series Blood Sea, there's a movie coming out called The Last Dark, and that comes out later this year as well, and I voice Saya in that.
It's
so.
written really well.
Yeah.
I'm directing these days. I directed Miss Tipton in Blood Sea,
And he was awesome.
I suppose I can talk about Toriko.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Toriko, check it out. Really, it's a funny show. But I'm doing more directing these days, not as much acting here and there every now and then, but unfortunately the shows I have done recently are not out yet, so I can't say anything to you.
Although
about
next
them.
week you could probably check online and one will
Yes,
be announced,
please,
I'm guessing.
please check online.
Currently coming out soon, or things just announced, I'm also in Guilty Crown. I'm also in Future Diary. I'm in another show called Michiko and Hachin. Has anyone heard of this really awesome show? I just have to tell you, I play Pepe Lima, who's a stripper. I'm really
Typecasting.
excited about this.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I mean, I'm not going to do
You're not
that
the only one.
in real I don't know why I get so excited, but it's a really amazing show. And I already said Future Diary. What's that show? Last Exile, Fam the Silverwing, like the sequel to Last Exile comes out soon. And I was in that. And I'm also doing things that I can't talk about, which is thrilling. So, yay, that's it.
Yeah, it's always hard when you're not sure what you can and can't talk about.
Always
There's-
better not to. 'cause
Always better not to say anything.
Or get fired.
Yeah, we don't want that. But recently, I've been doing obviously more Naruto and Tiger and Bunny. And yeah, Tiger and Bunny is super fun. And Bleach is just continuing and continuing. Yay! And then there's things I can't talk about.
And there's Naruto, you know, the show that would not die. The other show that would not die, hopefully Ben 10, has been going on, and more Saints Row for those Saints Row fans out there. Also, yes, we're on 3rd Street. 3rd Street States represent. And a web show that Tara and I produce called Shelf Life, which if you haven't seen, it's us being very, very naughty toys.
Not safe for work or
Not safe
children.
for work, but easy to find. So that's, yeah, and you'll be able to see both of us in a film called Con Artists soon, which we started shooting the last time we were at Phoenix Comicon, like 3 years ago.
So maybe some of you were in it if you were here
Yeah,
at
if you were here 3 years
2010
ago and you
Phoenix
remember us
Comic-Con.
filming, you're probably in the movie. So thank you.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
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 We can see your head. We can see your head. That's
We have
just-
TVs.
Okay. Hi. So I was wondering. I just want to say that, like, thank you guys all for being here. And this is kind of a question for the female voice actors. I'm like some of my favorite female actors or female anime characters are like Haruhi and Winry. Yay,
Hi.
So I like them because they're not your typical like I guess female characters. Like they cross the kind of gender line or whatnot. So I was wondering for you lovely ladies, like who's your favorite kind of butt kicking, you know, non-typical female animated character, like just from anywhere?
Well, mine is actually one that I got the opportunity to voice. Ellie from Borderlands 2 is by far, she's not only a not normal physical, you don't normally see like a 400-pound character that's a woman who believes 100% that she is just as hot as anybody else. And I love that about her. And so she's my favorite, actually. She's very original, and I thought that was awesome.
I would say one of my favorites that I actually got to play that was very much against my type was Suzu the elf in Gestalt. So she was a kick-ass fairy, so I really liked her.
Oh gosh, I think for me it was probably Yomi and Gare Zero. Here's someone clapping. Thank you. Normally, I get cast as like the sweet, innocent, kind of ditzy high school girls, and Yomi was the first part I ever got to play that wasn't that way. She's awesome, and I always tell everybody, whether you're a dub lover or a sub lover, just watch the show because the characters are so incredible and the storyline is so incredible. And Yomi has a lot of heart, but she can also kick a lot of butt, and she just goes through an emotional roller coaster. I don't want to spoil it for you because it's very good M. Night Shyamalan-ish. Back when M. Night Shyamalan was making amazing movies.
That time.
Oh, sorry. Sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings. That opinion does not reflect the opinion of Funimation. It is my own.
But it reflects the opinion of everyone else.
Right. I'm not alone. But so probably definitely Yomi. She was a bad A for sure.
Well, you already mentioned your two favorites, I guess, Winry and Haruhi, so I'll choose someone else, and that would probably be Cami White from Street Fighter IV. Because to me, she's the epitome of a kick-butt character. That's what she does. But mainly, she means so much to me because I used to play Street Fighter when I was a kid. And to be in the game was like a dream come true. When I auditioned, I'm like, I'm not getting this. There's just no way. And then when I did, it's been crazy and really fun, and she's awesome.
I'm having a hard time with this because all the characters I play are pretty kick butt. That's what I do. I mean, I don't know, Tamari, she's pretty kick butt, I think. So, yeah, probably her.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Great question.
Hi.
Hi.
This is a question for all of you. So out of anything, any story, whether it be animated or live action or a video game or a book or comic adapted into something that needed your acting skills, what would be your dream role?
Han Solo. I said it before Lex.
Amelie.
I beat Lex to it.
Amelie? An animated Amelie? That's cool.
Oh, yes.
Mine is a tie, which explains a lot about me. It's a tie between Lady Macbeth and Ado Annie from Oklahoma.
80, how would you combine them? 80 Macbeth?
Ado Macbeth.
Ado Macbeth?
Yeah.
Mine would be Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. I would have liked to play that.
I really want
Okay, I want to play all of them. Everything everybody's saying. Han Solo too.
Han Solo too. I really want to be a Disney princess. That'd be fun.
Or Princess Leia. That would be my kick butt role.
Technically, she is a Disney's princess now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the best of both worlds on that one.
True.
Jerry?
I would like to be in a autobiographical movie about Danny Kaye.
Awesome.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
So would I.
Dance on those walls, baby.
My favorite story is that one, that just happened. Now, my favorite story of all time is Peter Pan. I've loved it since I was a child, and I still love it. Like every incarnation of it, I don't care if you like it or not. I probably will. So, I don't know. Sometimes it depends on the mood that I'm in. And sometimes I want to be Peter, and other times I want to be Wendy. And so, just some sort of Peter Pan character. Yeah.
I want to see you as Hook.
Yeah, that's it. I'll be Hook.
You could do a one-woman Peter Pan.
I should.
I would also watch that. I would also watch that.
Okay.
Yuri said it already, Han Solo.
I didn't mean
I got to play Han Solo for a few years for LucasArts, which was really, truly a dream come true. And the reason it was is when I came many, many years ago to an anime, it wasn't an anime con, it was actually called the Star Trek Star Wars convention. It was at the Hyatt across the street. I cosplayed as Han Solo. And years and years later, I got a chance to audition for Han Solo, and I ended up getting the part out of many people who auditioned. And I ran around and screamed like a girl at my house. I was like, ah! I got Han Solo! And so that's been really, really fun. And another one is Batman that I also got to voice, and I've done it 3 times now for different people. And if you go to the toy store now, you can push the little button on the Batman, and you hear me say, "You're no match for me, Joker."
I'll tell you, I take back my answer then. If I could play Nicolas Cage playing Nikola Tesla, that would be.
Does he act? Oh, I'm sorry.
I have a feeling that's another popular opinion.
That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Or any villain in any Avengers movie, I think would be really, really fun. You know, even if I'm masked and you don't even see it, that would be a real thrill.
Ooh, for me, or Harley Quinn. I've always loved Harley Quinn in Batman. That'd be really cool too.
Ask an actor, and they'll always say they want to play the villain.
Yeah, that's
Always.
true. Yeah, that's very true.
Thank you.
Next.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. If you could have anybody, for all of you, if you could have anybody, fictional, non-fictional, alive, dead, to narrate your life for one day, who would it be and why?
That's a good one.
In a world, man.
Would they get to stand next to us the whole day?
Next to you, behind you, or you just hear their voice in your head?
Stand behind me. Give me a minute.
Tom Hiddleston.
I think it'd be fun to have Morgan Freeman narrate my day. He'd be like, "Here's a story about Lex Lang. He gets up in the morning and has a cup of cereal.
I'm going to say Patrick Stewart. Although the whole time, the whole day, I just giggle and look behind me. Whole day.
Mike Tyson. Because it would be awesome.
I'd watch that too.
This is Cherry Tuesday.
I want Julie Andrews to narrate my day. Yes.
Now, is this singing?
Yes, she can sing it too. That'd be fabulous, and I'd sing along with her. It would be great.
Captain Jack Harkness.
So you don't want John Barrowman, you want Captain Jack.
But he
as
is
the narrator.
John Barrowman
he
is
is
Captain Jack.
He is.
And I'd definitely like him to be standing behind me.
If you know what I'm saying. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you say yours?
Oh, I said in a world, man.
So Don LaFontaine
Don LaFontaine.
or
In a world.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyone that can do the in a world voice.
Tara's world.
Or James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. would work.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In a world of Tara Platt.
Exactly. Thank you. You can just follow me around the rest of the day, Lex.
Lex can do it.
That's my life, dude.
Nice hat.
I think that I think you can move it up a bit.
Yeah, but I'm off the screen, so. Okay.
What's your screen time?
Way to find your light, my friend.
I apologize. I take it back.
I'm working with what I got here. All right, so what is everyone's favorite animal?
Animal.
Elephant. Panda.
Turtle. My dog.
Yeah. I'd have to say elephant or dolphin for me. Dolphin.
Still John Barrowman.
He's my spirit animal.
Your animal totem.
What was Lex? Did you do yours, Lex?
Almost.
Almost.
My German Shepherd, Angel. She's a fantastic dog.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good answer.
Good answer. Uh-oh.
My cat hates me right now. Why didn't you pick me?
Hi, I had a question. Everyone that was talking was saying that usually for voice actors, everything was very scripted and you couldn't really make much changes to the script. So my question was there a line that you really, really wanted to say for a character, but you never got a chance to say?
That's a good question.
I think you've stumped them.
Sorry.
Well, you know, we're limited to what we can say generally when we're doing anime, because the flaps, we have to match the flaps and we have to follow along with the writer that's been hired to do that. But when we're doing original animation and when we're doing games, we often get to improvise a little bit, so we do get to kind of say the lines we want as those characters.
I didn't know that.
I'm actually a scriptwriter for anime, so I have been very lucky to some of the favorite things I've ever written. I was cast as those characters, so I've been able to say those things, which I probably can't repeat here. But there are definitely other lines that I've written that I haven't been able to be those characters or, you know, those things.
I guess the closest thing for me is just with anime, you know, like Lex was saying, we're bound by the character movements of the mouth. So there have been times where I wish I could have taken more time with a line or said a line a different way, and there's just no time for that. So sometimes I feel like sometimes the line read may suffer a little bit because of that. But I mean, we trust our directors, so, you know, they tell us what to do.
Yes, when I'm in the booth, I will say whatever they would like me to say.
I agree with them.
I worked on a show called Gurren Lagann, and there was, yes, I love it too. And I don't want to spoil it. It's been out for a while, but I'm still not going to spoil for it. But if my character is Simon, I wish he had really, truly gotten a chance to say goodbye to Cami, his big bro.
Well, that brought the room down.
Way to go. Jeez.
No, seriously, you should. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's one of the best things I've ever worked on.
Thank you.
They agree. That's sweet.
Okay, I have a question for Caitlin.
Okay.
I was wondering, after you guys finished Full Metal Alchemist, you and Vic, did you guys still hang out?
No. God, good riddance. Jeez. I'm just joking. Well, it's funny because after we finished Full Metal the first time, Vic was still living in Texas, and he would still be up at the studio, so I'd see him all the time. And then the movie came along, and then Brotherhood came along. But by that time, Vic had moved to Los Angeles, and before Brotherhood ended, I moved to Spain. So I had to come back to finish recording, and so I guess no, there was no Full Metal Alchemist is over after party celebration or anything. And you know, it had so many endings along the way. Like you think you're done with the character and like, oh, here's a movie. And then you think it's totally over. Oh, here's a whole other show. By the way, it's longer than the first one. Like, oh, okay. Here's some OVAs they did 5 years ago and we never recorded them. Oh, okay. So it was kind of anticlimactic to finally do Winry for what I think was the last time. When it was over, I'm like, all right, see you next week. But I mostly get to see Vic at conventions nowadays. But we are still friends and hang out when we can.
Thank you.
Nobody likes that.
Quiet. Yeah, no one likes it.
Nobody likes it.
Thanks for your question.
Do you still live in Spain?
I do not still live in Spain. We moved back like 2 years ago, and I really miss it.
But she does live around the corner from me.
I do. I live down the street from Jamie, so.
All right, so I have a hypothetical question for all of you. You are now married to the last character you voiced that you can talk about. What's your home life like?
Oh my God. It's a very, very fruitful relationship, I'm sure. I would say a lot of nudity. A whole lot of nudity.
Yeah. I can answer that because Angel Flan, she has a very, solid love life. So, love.
I can tell you we can't get married in the state of Texas, so.
What? I think we're all sitting here trying to remember what's the last character.
Well, because I'm weeding through which characters I can talk
That
about.
I can talk about, exactly.
Like characters we're working on right now, or characters that have been announced or that we can talk about?
I'm
now
trying to
talk
decide
about. Oh, okay.
how to deal with the topic of pedophilia.
I don't know.
Yeah, actually,
You've
I'm
been
having that problem
arrested.
too. Yeah.
Usually with candy.
Lots of candy, lots of jail time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's lots of ninjutsu in my house right now.
Okay. Lots of Naruto type.
Let's see, my last character was a demonic horseman who wanted to kill everybody, so there's probably a lot of running for my life.
Classic romance.
Classic Lex. Getting, you know, you like the bad boys, Lex. You really do.
Thanks. All right, thank you.
I think that's all we're gonna get at.
You asked for it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I really don't know how I can go after this question. Okay, so my question is for all of you. You guys must lead such busy lives because you like have a career to do and you have like an actual life, I'm assuming, and then you can.
That's sweet of her.
And then you like get asked to go to all these cons and whatnot. So just how do you manage all of that?
Carefully.
I actually go a little nuts if I'm not crazy. So I mean, not in a bad way, but like if I have too much downtime, I get bored and I get antsy, and I'm like, is there something I'm forgetting? Because when I'm really, really busy, I'm used to having a lot of things to focus on and to keep straight. And when I don't have a lot going on, I get paranoid that I'm missing something. So I really like being busy. I like being able to go to bed at night feeling accomplished and feeling like, oh, this was a really busy day and I made the most of it. So I don't see it as a chore to manage a busy life. I don't know. That's just me.
By the way, I would like a T-shirt that says, "If I'm not nuts, I go crazy."
You need to copyright that.
That's amazing.
That's a good quote. I like
Yeah.
that too.
That's going on my Facebook later, just so you know.
Sweet. Facebook famous.
Tweeted it. Already tweeted it.
Oh, no. You can't tweet in this building.
Okay, good.
You're
You got
very
me.
right
You got
on
me
that.
there.
Hi, okay. From the moment you started voice acting till now, how has your work shifted from over time? And what general history have you seen happen in real life that's been reflected in your work?
Oh, wow.
What was the second part of
These
that?
are really good questions.
Wait, what was the second part of that?
What general history that you've seen in the real world reflect in your art or in the media that you've worked with?
Oh. Well, as far as media that we've worked with, Yuri and I both work on Tiger and Bunny. And I mean, in the world that we live in, you know, people are being sponsored, you know, race car drivers are sponsored and things like that. And what's really exciting and fascinating about that particular anime is it's superhero characters, but they're all sponsored by large corporations in the show. And it's totally fascinating because it's a show about a reality show filming these superheroes that are sponsored by companies. And so it's this weird meta sort of existence.
Like meta.
It's fascinating as far as that goes, and then as far as how things have changed for me in my work. I mean, I think all of us probably would agree that doing something repeatedly, you just get better at. I mean, it's the whole 10,000 hour idea, you know, you want to put in 10,000 hours so you can become a professional doing what it is you do. And so the more experience you have doing something, the more opportunity you have to hone your skills and your craft. And every single project, every single audition, every single encounter you have, you learn something. And you're able to take that knowledge and that experience and apply it to your future endeavors. And I think all of us are growing, and when we stop learning and when we stop growing, we die. And so, you know, hopefully we all are always taking whatever it is we're learning and you know, embodying that into us as beings and taking it with us into the next project and into our lives.
That's the best.
Yeah, what she said.
That's great. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my question is, out of all the series that you've done, I know animes are sometimes cut off short and they leave you with a cliffhanger. Which series would you like to see continued on?
I would love it if they let us go back to Kyokanamao, because I know that we stopped at, you know, dubbing season 2, and there is a season 3, but just because of economics, you know, nobody's decided to dub it. I would love to go back to that.
I'd like a third season of Rosario plus Vampire, because I hear that the manga leaves a lot more plot to be animated, and unfortunately, Japan has decided not to do that as of now, but hopefully in the future we'll get a third season, so fingers crossed.
I would like more Witchblade And
Yeah.
thanks, thank
For
you,
sure.
thanks. And more panty and stocking. Thanks for agreeing with me, you guys.
It's really easy for me, fruits basket.
Sorry, Sandy. I'd love for there to be more Oron. I'm sorry. It's just my favorite show that I've ever worked on, and they left it so open-ended. I know there's a manga, and the manga has an ending, but the way the anime was going, like anything could happen, and just the fact that there's so many possibilities makes it a perfect ending, because I like animes when they end that way. That means it's open for all the fans to imagine whatever ending or continuation they would like, and that's really cool. But at the same time, like I just love the characters and the experience and want to keep doing it like forever.
Oh, I'd like to see more Dot Hack. I know a couple people came and
Yeah.
said, yeah. But I'd really like to see that continue, see them grow
Agreed.
up. And yeah, I think that'd be a fun series.
And I know there's been a lot of episodes already, but Rurouni Kenshin would be nice to fire back up.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is, you have characters that we know and that we love, but if you look at your credits, you see a lot of additional voices. Does anybody have a good anecdote or a line that they particularly love from the background from an additional voice credit?
I've got one. And it was a Saints Row anecdote. I was in the same studio where they record Saints Row working on something else. And the director knew I was there, and they needed like a one-line additional voice thing for a scene they were doing. And he said, "Would you just mind running in and doing it?" And I said, "Sure, it's just one line. I'll go in and do it." And I did it, and they all laughed so hard that they brought back that additional voice character as a main character for some DLC. It was Jimmy Torbenson, and he was and he's supposed to be in a comic book shop, asking, a guy for an autograph, and he just stands next to him, and he's like, excuse me, excuse me. The line was, "Excuse me," and I just sort of went nuts on it. And they all started laughing, and sure enough, later on, they're like, "Yeah, we want to bring back Jimmy Torbenson." I'm like, "I don't know who that is." He said, "Oh, no, it's the guy that you did," and we gave him a name, and I'm like, "I don't remember who that guy is." They're like, no, remember you did this funny. And so you never know what's going to happen with an additional voice.
I forget which show it was, but I know Chris Bevins directed it. He brought me in for a guy that was, I don't even think he had a line originally, and I want to say his name was...
He brought you in for a guy who didn't have lines?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
really likes working with
his
you.
his name was...
Jerry was really made it as a voice actor.
Sockman or something like that. And all you see is some guy grab a drink, and then you hear me go, "Hey, that's my drink." And that's it. He just wanted me to say that, and he left it in the show. Yeah, that's Bevins for you.
Lex, did you have something?
Yeah, I was, how many people saw Iron Man 3? Anybody in the audience? So there's a scene where Tony Stark is leaving the building, and there's all these reporters around, and I got hired for the Walla group to do the reporters. And many other, all the time there's any group in that movie. And so we were there, and we were watching this scene where the guy Tony Stark comes out, and one of the reporters goes, "Hey, Mr. Stark, when are you going to kill this guy?" And then he turns around, he gives him a dirty look, and the guy's like, "I'm just saying." Well, anyway, originally it was a stuntman from the movie who was doing the line, and he was from Australia. So he was like, "Mr. Stark, when are you going to kill this guy?" And it was really distracting in the film. You suddenly were really paying attention, like that stood out really weird. So the director said, "Why don't we replace that?" And that was one of the additional voices that I got to replace. So when you saw the movie, that was my voice with that guy. So that was one of my big happy moments.
Cool.
I have, and I'm sure Caitlin specifically can relate to this. Back in like 8+ years ago, we were doing Walla, but we were doing Walla with people who eventually became our friends.
Yes.
So is a lot of Walla, specifically with Brina Palencia and Trina and myself, but I know that we did a lot too. It wasn't really us acting. We were just talking in the background. and becoming friends. So if you listen to some of those wallas, it'll be like, so how are you and Paul? Like, what's going on there? Like, we're just talking in the
Being
background.
girls.
Just totally being girls. So, if you listen to those, you might hear us like just chatting.
How many of you watch Shin-Chan? Yay! Okay. So Jamie and
We're
me,
such good teachers.
Yeah, we play teachers. And now I am a teacher. That's so weird. But we'll go in and we'll do our teacher lines, and sometimes we finish early. And since our teacher voices are really similar to our own personal voices, Zach, the director, would look through the bits and find other things for us to do to fill up the time. And he's like, oh, there's nothing left except this woman. And he goes to this scene, and Shin or somebody busts into a dressing room at a department store where a woman is putting on clothes. But this is a very tall, very big woman. And I'm like, what? What do you want me to do here? Because I play people with very high voices. I don't know. And she's just very frustrated and flustered, and she yells at Shin. And they go, just wait, just wait. So they mess around with some filters, and they say talk. And when I start talking, what I hear is the highest voice in creation. And it's me, but I'm hearing it. And they said, we want you to speak and try and lower what you're hearing down to what you hear every day. Like, turn this incredibly high-pitched thing down to your Catilin voice, or so I think, and say these lines. And I'm like, all right. So I do this, and it was hard, but we finally got it. And then they played to me what they had done with the voice, or apparently what I did. Like, they didn't have to pitch shift my voice at all. Like, I just messed with it to make it sound what was natural to me, and in the end, I sounded like this very big lady. Something I never thought I could do. So I don't know how to replicate it except to listen to that again, but I'm like, how cool. It would be really fun to play that for more than 2 sentences. That's awesome.
Stealing.
Anybody else? Or?
I think
No?
so.
Okay.
Hi, guys. So,
Hi. Hello.
I know that you guys have probably all played one of those characters that's not so popular, not so liked exactly. Have you ever had a fan like react to you as if you were the character, like, oh, I just hate you so much, when they're actually directing that hatred at the character?
Sasuke. All the time. Why are you so mean? I'm just, because you're always mean to Naruto. It's a show. I'm an actor. Yeah, but why are you so mean? I can't argue with you. You know, that happens because he's so mean. See, there you go. You love the bad boy too.
No.
Everyone loves all of my characters. I don't know what you're talking about.
Play lovable characters.
Everyone loves you, Jerry.
There's a fine line between sanity and insanity. And sometimes the fans of some of the shows cross over back and forth. They dance the line, yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
So most anime has a theme, and that's very important, obviously. So is there any specific message from an anime that you would like your fans to remember?
Oh, cool. Cool question.
You know, a lot of anime, they have the theme of the hero, someone being plucked from their environment to grow into their greatest good and to grow into, you know, their destiny. And that's really important in regular life, just to remember that inside of you is this seed, you know, like kind of like in the seed of an oak tree, you know, there's the oak already before it even grows. And so that's in all of us. So just don't forget that oak seed in you, you know, and that's kind of...
Well, and also that you're not bound by your circumstances. That, I mean, you can come from any kind of circumstance and be whoever it is that you want to be. You know, so many times in anime, you know, the characters that end up being the heroes are the characters that think they can't be the heroes. And then, you know, something happens to bring it out of them, or they meet someone special that brings that out of them. And so I think too often people limit themselves, and it's really amazing what you can do. And I think that theme is really common in anime, for sure.
And I'd say overcoming obstacles. A lot of my characters in anime, whether it's Hattie from Argento Soma or Lynn in Fist of the North Star. I mean, they always have a partner to help them, but they've overcome these great obstacles. Most of them have been orphans or in situations where they were alone, and they pulled that from within, that power from within to overcome obstacles, and I think we can all do that. So.
I have to go back to Gurren Lagann again, so if you guys are sick of that, let me know. But Simon doesn't have a lot of self-confidence. And even when Kamina believes in him, Simona doesn't understand why. Why would you believe in me? You know, I'm nothing. You know, you've got it all, you're strong and all that, and I'm really not important. And Kamina has to remind him that Kamina believes in him. And if Kamina believes in him, there's something, you know, there's something to that. So he says, believe in the you that I believe in. So sometimes you have to listen to other people. You might not feel very strong yourself. You might feel down or whatever. But, you know, if somebody else believes in you, sometimes that's enough. I've always loved that.
I also...
Yeah, it's nice.
Go ahead, you can applaud. It's applause. I also really like in the show Naruto how it really represents so many different kinds of people. And I think it's important for us to realize that that's what makes the world beautiful, is that we're all very different and that there's a place for everyone. And we don't all have to be what is textbook the hero. We can still be powerful in our own lives. And it's important that we all value and recognize that it's great that we have differences and that we want different things and that we like different things, and then we can come together about things that we like together, but that we all have our own sort of individual lives. And I really like that about the show Naruto, because there's so many characters. It's like there's a character for all of us in a way. So yeah.
That's great.
And also, I would say, the theme of, don't get in too many intense fights because your clothes might come off. So
yeah, that's an important theme.
Keep that in mind.
Remember that.
Wait, that's
good
a bad thing?
And a nosebleed isn't always bad.
That's right. Sometimes a nosebleed is a compliment.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a good question.
All right. What kind of advice would you give to someone who's interested in voice acting, besides theater, because I do theater? Just personal advice or professional advice? Any?
I would say improv. If you could find a good improv class in your area, which improv has become very mainstream, that's really helpful, not only in acting, but in real life situation. I think improv just gives you the confidence to go into any situation and make the best out of it. So I would say improv would be my...
I would also say don't limit yourself. Don't necessarily go into it saying, well, what I really want to do is voice acting. There are plenty of other things to do. It doesn't have to be voice acting, doesn't have to be anime. Give it all a try. Do all of it. You'll fare better.
I would say Google or go on YouTube and look up Eric Vale gives advice to people who want to be voice actors, and watch that.
And Yuri and Tara wrote a great book about voice acting that you should have as part of your collection, because it really gives you the insight for everything that you would need to start, for everything you would need, to progress along the way, and make sure you see them afterwards, because they have a lot of great information for voice acting.
Thanks, Alex.
Some of the best professional advice I ever received was when I was still in college, and a professional actor came to visit us and speak to our class, and he told us, if you can imagine yourself being happy doing anything else besides acting, please do that instead. And he wasn't trying to be rude or say you guys aren't good actors. He was just speaking from experience, because it is not a difficult road to walk. And if you are unable to handle rejection, this is not the line of work for you. And I say that with all sincerity. Like, I want you to succeed. I think it's great that you have dreams. Follow them by all means. I'm just more of a realist than an idealist. So I'd like to prepare you for this world you're trying to enter and say, strengthen yourself in that way. So make sure it's really what you want, and I definitely agree with Jerry that don't just limit it, because in all of the types of jobs in the world that you can have, voice acting and voiceover, not just anime, but the world of voiceover is I want to say the second most competitive after something like runway modeling. Okay, that's how tough it is. Now, I don't actually know who told me that, but it sounded really good. So I'm like, I'm going to remember that.
A runway
I'm gonna
model,
use
I
it.
think, was
But
the-
still, you know, it's hard. It's hard work. So by all means, pursue it, and best of luck to you.
And I would say imagination is your greatest strength, your greatest weapon in this. We so easily, we are, tried to have the imagination beaten out of us as kids. Grow up. Don't, watch anime. Don't, play in the yard. Don't
Get a real job.
Get a real job, yeah. And we get caught up when we get into acting in, there's the training and the method and this, and you have to do this and that. And, I still find that the strongest weapon I have in my arsenal is my imagination, and it can really carry you. So don't ever scoff at it or go, oh, that's not enough.
Yay.
Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
Still good.
First of all, Miss Alexis, I found somebody selling tacos on the convention, so.
Oh, yeah, I
let
remember.
you know.
Hi.
Hi. And my question is, which one is the most hot-blooded, kicking-ass character you ever played, and the one that you love the most?
There were a lot of adjectives in there.
I'm
The
sorry.
mo-
Sorry.
The most hot
That's-
ass-kicking
character you
Well, the most hot-blooded character that you ever
Hot-blooded.
played.
Hot-blooded.
Hot-blooded.
Yes.
Check it and see.
Hot-blooded.
Hey.
I got a fever, I think.
For example.
103, I think. Come on, baby. Do you do more than dance?
I usually play sweet characters. I guess Saya in Blood Sea for me, especially in the movie. It's not out yet, but it's coming out soon, and she's not sweet at all. She is very hate-filled and bloodthirsty and angry.
And awesome.
And awesome, yes.
I think the most hot-headed is Kyo. He doesn't. He usually was on the other side of getting his butt kicked, but he was still hot-headed, and that's important as well.
I think for me, the most hot-headed was probably Sanosuke Sagara in Rurouni Kenshin. And then ass-kicking, maybe Batman.
I think for me, the most hot-headed was Lady Asuka in Magic Knight Rayearth. And let's see, probably Flan. I mean, she's just so sweet. It's like, Sakura, yeah.
Hot-headed would be Witchblade. But best ass-kicking, right? Sweetest. Oh, I got confused. Most lovable?
Ass-kicking.
Ass-kicking. Is it ass? Okay, we're
Can
gonna
be
go with that.
lovable, too.
We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna say Panny. Yeah. Witchblade was hot-headed, but she wasn't really good at following through with the win. So I would say Panny because she was good at winning.
I guess hot-headed would probably be Reina in Rave Master. And then I think probably ass-kicking is Wonder Woman because, it's Wonder Woman.
Oh,
right?
I'm so happy that you got to be her. Oh, I love it. Can I say her too? I didn't do her voice, but I used to play Wonder Woman at Six Flags, like in the costume and stuff. So yeah,
She looked great.
Yeah. That's when
I
I
remember
first
that.
met Yuri. That's what I was doing at the time.
That's right.
Yeah, and you were all Superman in your show, and I was Wonder Woman. We'd write notes to each other.
Yeah.
Ah, the days. Nostalgia. But, there's somebody, and I forgot. Oh, rats. Darn it. What were you talking? And then something, and then...
And then the thing happened, and then...
Yeah, I forget.
We're running out of time.
Yeah, we're running out of time. We're good. Next question.
We can answer.
We have about 4 minutes left, so let's do this question. Make sure
round,
it's a
speed
good
round.
one.
Yeah, we can go real quick.
All right, speed round. Quick questions. Let's make it
Okay.
happen.
Hi, my name is Kelly. Hi to everybody. My question is, who is the most famous person that you met?
Ernest Borgnine.
Cool.
Just
really
ever
cool.
or
Ever.
Paul McCartney?
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Mine would be George Lucas, Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney.
Wow. John Barrowman?
Always a good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
Halle Berry.
All right, that's good.
Lex Lang.
Yeah. Funny, one time in a voiceover session, when Brooke Shields was pregnant, she was sitting next to me. We were doing a Justice League together, and I got to rub her pregnant belly, which was a lot of fun. For luck.
So yours is her unborn baby.
Her unborn baby,
Yeah,
yes.
I like that.
All right, thanks. Next.
Hi. Hello. This is for Yuri.
Yes.
If you were stuck in an elevator with 4 characters that you voice act, who would most likely die first? And and when we say die, we mean eaten.
Keigo Asano from Bleach. He would not stand up to anything. Or maybe Ki from Deers, because he's so cute and little. No, I'd still go with Keigo. Keigo's a big wimp.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank
It's
you.
the most creative question.
No, that was awesome.
From start to
I love how you
finish, it was
split it,
really well
too.
done.
Hi. So for long-running series, what's it like coming back after hundreds of episodes for a certain character role?
Awesome.
Yeah.
We love series that last hundreds of episodes. Because
kidding.
employment is very good for the soul.
Of your shoes.
Yeah.
It also helps us grow the characters over time. We get to develop.
That's true.
Thank you.
You bet.
Well, I'm white. Okay.
Did you not know?
No, I didn't think I was this white.
Welcome to me and Jerry's world, right?
No kidding.
Your pain. Okay, so if you thought that you messed up on a character, who would it be and how would you improve it? That's only
Like
if
a
you
character, like we don't like how they turned out vocally.
Like,
I
if you
guess.
didn't like how that turned out, how would you have improved it? And that's only if you think that. Okay. I don't want to offend you.
Once again, I trust my directors, so if they like it, I call it good.
Yeah.
We're all actors and we're very fragile creatures, so admitting that we were not great at something is not good for self-preservation.
So any job I've been fired from would count in that category.
Right.
And it happens. You know, we as actors get fired, and you've just got to get over it. It's usually not your fault.
That's true.
And you may have an audition later that day, so you better get over it.
Yeah. True. Self-preservation.
Thank you.
Thank you. One last question.
Last one. Okay. For you guys personally, what would you say would be the most difficult character that you ever did a voice for?
Difficult because I had to scream a lot, bury the chopper.
For that same reason, Saya and Bloodsea. There was a point when we were recording the movie where we had to stop because I tasted blood.
See?
It's in the name.
It's in the name.
Well, for me, you know, whenever you do a demon or you do some kind of character that has like throat-ripping action, that's difficult. But the most difficult character I ever did was Han Solo because it was a voice match. And when I came in to do this one particular game, they gave me a big script of like 600 lines. And the first 100 or so, it's great. Your voice is, you know, it's like a muscle. You work it. But after about 500 lines of calling out things as Han Solo, I thought it was like Kermit the Frog all of a sudden. You know, like it was extremely challenging. And so sometimes when you have to sound like somebody else and you have a lot of lines to do, keep maintaining that over hours and hours is difficult.
Anybody else or no? All right.
Sorry.
Well, I think we're at the end of our panel here. So I hope you've enjoyed this panel. Help me. I'm sorry. Let me start again with that. Help me thank our wonderful panelists for coming to the Phoenix Comicon. Lex Lang.
Our pleasure.
Is anybody going to be down in the hall for the next hour, or are we pretty much?
I'm heading to the airport.
Yeah, we're
you
going
guys
to the
are too.
airport.
Airport.
I'm not. I'm going back to the hall, so see you there.
Go visit Caitlin.
Go visit. All right.
Yay, thank you
And thank you
guys.
guys
One
for
more
coming to
time.
Phoenix
Thank you.
Comic-Con.
Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you.